what I'm going to do here is show you something that's truly magical. It's going to be a way for you to download your photos from a memory card and have software automatically sort and rename your photos with your subject's name as part of the image name. Now to do this, you need a couple of pieces of software and hardware. You need the Intagged system from GotPhoto, and you use that to embed a 3-digit number into your photo as you take it. And to make Photo Mechanic now take and download those images and sort them and rename them, we need to go into the spreadsheet we created for the Intagged system. And for Intagged, you have to take and use a CVS file that you load onto a tablet and check kids in as you take their photo. And then it embeds this column called Student ID into your photo. And now what we're going to do is we're going to save this as a text file. So we're going to go down here and save as Macintosh formatted text. Hit save. And OK. Yes. Now get rid of this. And now we see the text file right here. We're going to take that text file. We're going to go ahead and open up Photo Mechanic. Before we start downloading these photos, we need to do code replacement, change the code replacement. So under Settings, Set Code Replacements. This was for a different one I did, so we're going to remove that, and now we're going to add that text file that I just created over here. Right here is the text file. I'm going to open that. That's going to be the code replacement we use when we download these images. So you hit OK. Now I'm going to shove the memory card into the computer, and we're going to get a Photo Mechanic import box right there. First thing we want to do right here is I want it to download into this file I already created. Open. I want to change the metadata template. So we're going to go in here, and this is where it's going to put, we want this to be easel upward. It was in easel. It was in easel. It was at Easel United Methodist Church. In Easel. So let's save that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that has been changed. It's all changed. That's good. Okay, now we need to set this, because as a backup I also wrote down the image number for the last image of every kid I took. So I want to make sure it adds the correct image number to these images. So I'm going to go ahead and look at, let's cancel out of that. I'm going to look at my images and see what the very first image number is. It's 2517. Which is what it is on now. So that's good. That's good to go. I want this to create a folder that has the event name. We don't need grade because this is a youth sports league. It doesn't have grades, so that's not one of the options. I need to get rid of that. I want to sort the photos by the team, and then it's going to name it with the student ID, first name, last name. So when I hit ingest here, it's going to automatically sort all my images into a folder for each child that I took. And I'm going to show you how it does that right now. So we're going to hit ingest. It's going to start taking photos off the card. It's creating a folder for each child. It's only showing you 1 or 2 images from each child. It doesn't show you all of them. But as soon as it gets done here, we're going to go look at that folder, all these folders that it created. And for me, in the past, to go and sort out images, especially on a league here where every uniform is identical. So each team has identical uniforms. To be able to go through and manually sort out these photos would have taken me a day probably, or close to it. It'd have my eyes would have gone, you know, I'd have bug-eyed trying to figure out all these kids and what team they were on, and look at a spreadsheet and say, okay, this kid goes to this team, this kid goes to that team, cross my fingers and hope they all were correct. But by checking these kids in on an iPad as I took their photos, and then doing what I just did by putting that text file into Photo Mechanic, so it allows Photo Mechanic now to sort these photos as it downloads them. And you can see it creating all these different folders. So it's only going to take a couple of minutes for it to download all these photos, and then it saves me an entire day's worth of work. And there will be no mistaking who goes to what team. Okay, that noise means it's all completely sorted and finished. So let's just close out Photo Mechanic now. I'm going to go over here. This is where I told it to put them. So now it created that folder there. So let's open this up. So I'm going to click on this folder. There's all the team names. So there's a team name. There's a team called Champs. When I click on that, those are the players that are on that team. So Sadie Adams had took these photos, these 4 photos. There's 4 photos and 4 XMP files. Gunner took 4 photos. And just to show you, his name is part of the file name. So if you don't think that's just magical, you haven't been doing volume photography long enough. This is just a magical thing for this software to be able to do that. And I'm going to put up a link to a series, a sort of a in-depth how-to that you can buy from me for $29. You can download that and learn how to get software and hardware to do all that work for you. And if you're already using Intagged and you're not having Photo Mechanics sort out your photos for you, you need to get this little lesson plan and have Photo Mechanic do all your sorting and renaming for you. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks.